Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today we're going to go over the 7 disturbing traits of an INFJ dark side. Make sure to watch each one and find out if you have any of them. Did you know that in addition to MBTI type, you have other key personality functions? These functions are crucial to understanding how you function in society, and they're useful to know as a tool to help you learn more about yourself and others. Today, we're going to look at the shadow functions and how they create the dark side of an INFJ personality type. This dark side represents the unconscious parts of our psyche that you have less awareness of and control over. It hosts repressed, unwanted, and overlooked elements of your personality. If you are an INFJ advocate counselor personality type, chances are that you have already experienced some dark side traits at least once in your lifetime. You should undoubtedly be aware of your dark side since it will help in the integration of your unconscious and conscious selves, allowing you to better design your life and achieve personal growth. Here are 7 disturbing traits of an INFJ dark side. Number 1. Bottling up emotions, then exploding. INFJs have the ability to adapt to the requirements of others and enjoy providing comfort. If they believe they have been wronged, they will lash out. It usually happens after a series of little setbacks have worn INFJs down and their patience has run out. Because they would rather keep the peace than tell someone who has injured them, advocates tend to bottle up negative emotions. As a result, INFJs can only take so much before the frustration powder keg explodes, and it's generally nasty. INFJs can avoid emotional explosions by dealing with minor infractions as they occur rather than allowing hurt to stew and build. Unfortunately, INFJs have a tendency to bottle up all that negative emotions until they can't do it anymore, and this is when they explode. Number 2. Door slam. You've probably heard of the legendary INFJ door slam. This is when an INFJ removes someone from their life because they have harmed them. This isn't always as impulsive as you would believe. The final line is that the INFJ door slam is for their own protection. The INFJ has seen how much anguish others cause them and has decided not to participate. When they slam the door on someone, their sensitivity and emotional side comes out. They completely stop speaking with them. INFJs are able to shut down completely from people and isolate them. When they shut someone out, they may still communicate with them when required, but they try to maintain as much distance as possible. Advocates may be the sweetest individuals you've ever met, but even they have a limit. When they've been exploited or used as a tool, the INFJ would not be hesitant to slam the door. It may happen soon, or they could choose to wait. This door slam's target may be utterly unaware. Number 3. Manipulation. Another trait coming from INFJ's dark side is their tendency to be manipulative. INFJs have a reputation for being the good guys. They are depicted as compassionate and warm. The extroverted feeling is one of their most important functions. As a result, they are usually aware of people's feelings and intentions. However, the dark side of an INFJ causes these abilities to be put to horrible use. Advocates are able to gather as much information as possible about people and use it to control them. As a result, they may get individuals to perform things they despise while making it look nice. INFJs who are manipulative are harmful to be around because they may appear bossy, controlling, or full of themselves. They may tease or even mock other people. When INFJs feel attacked or confronted by other people, they may trick others or use deceptive reasoning to evade conflict. This is a very disturbing trait of an INFJ's dark side. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. Uncompromising. Complete stubbornness is a prominent trait of the INFJ dark side. Because they prefer to be in charge of their time, INFJs exhibit an obsessive planning trait. They do have a bit of spontaneity now and then, but they aren't always cut out for it. The essential point is that once they've made up their minds about anything, it can be tough to change their minds. This makes them appear obstinate and unyielding, but the INFJ will not change their thoughts if something doesn't set right with them. Let's say they do ultimately. It's because they saw a reason on their own, not because others presented a compelling argument. Furthermore, INFJs may feel inwardly critical towards people whose choices don't align with their personal value, and they can make the judgments on the spot, however they are not showing it. Those with INFJ personalities may dismiss those whose ideas are different from their own, and because they have their own vision on how the things should work, they often reject any other alternatives. Number 5. Self-doubt. In their dark side, the INFJ's focus shifts from introverted intuition to extroverted intuition, which they typically don't comprehend or grasp well. The INFJ tries to reinforce their intuitive understanding by forging outside connections, but extroverted intuition is weak in this circumstance and becomes messier and more confusing. Someone may criticize the INFJ's views and instincts, implying that they don't know what they're talking about. Because the INFJ doesn't have a natural stream of thinking to demonstrate where they get their information, they can try to use this extroverted intuition to do so. They strive to connect dots and uncover patterns outside of themselves, clutching at concepts in the hopes of stitching it all together in a logical manner. Instead of relying on their own expertise and self-assurance, the INFJ tries to prove themselves through extroverted intuition. When the INFJ does this, they may get overwhelmed by all of the alternatives and options available to them and begin to distrust their own intuitive abilities and wisdom. The INFJ may get more stressed as a result of this, causing the shadow to interrupt their natural state of being. Number 6. Defensiveness. Naturally, introverted thinking is an important function for the INFJ, but in their dark side, it turns to extroverted thinking wary. When the INFJ is in their shadow, they can become irritable, especially among those who think in extroverted ways. They frequently perceive these individuals as a threat, hoping to challenge or control the INFJ in some way. This increases their likelihood of pushing these individuals away or demonizing them as something bad and untrustworthy. These can make the INFJ defensive as they try to utilize their own extroverted thinking logic, yet have many flaws in their approach. Number 7. Ruthlessness. The demon function of an INFJ is introverted sensing. The demon is the most suppressed and alienated aspect of one's personality. Introverted sensing is concerned with contrasting and comparing previous experiences with current events. SI remembers earlier impressions, pays close attention to specific details, relies on tried and true problem-solving approaches, and places a premium on routine, comfort, and physical well-being. INFJs sometimes feel afflicted by SI since it's their demon function. It frequently appears to be both a source of deep humiliation and immense power. INFJs may employ SI in nefarious ways to demonize themselves or others at times. As a result, INFJs may bring up a laundry list of embarrassing failures and blunders from someone's history during times of high stress or conflict. They may have a habit of relying on unfavorable memories from their past. Advocates have a tendency to put their own comfort, health, and physical well-being last. Past experiences and specific knowledge may be difficult for INFJs to trust, and they feel threatened by their opponent's argument. SI may give them stunning information or a chain of past mistakes that will completely demolish their opponent's argument. This is a very disturbing trait of an INFJ's dark side. These videos will be really helpful for you.